This podcast contains potentially adult language, adult themes, definitely drinking, and possibly sexual context. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to Drinking with Authors, the literary briefs edition. That means we're all in our underwear. Just kidding. I'm totally kidding. Well, I might not be kidding. Some of us might be in our
underwear. Was I not supposed to be in my underwear this whole time? Because
no, you
awkward.
are.
I feel like you should.
Yes, the whole time. It's in the show notes, just in case anyone's wondering when I send it out. You need to be in your underwear.
Oh, I don't read.
You know what? If I told you how many people ask me questions when I give the info sheet, just to be honest, I'm like, wow. It's a way to ferret out who shouldn't be on the show. I'm like, you can't read past the first sentence. Go you. Okay, no. I am your host, Erica Lance. My co-host today is C.R. Rice, and our amazing guest is Travis Richey. Woo!
The amazing Travis Richey. Wow.
I know, with all the fancy names, you should go back and listen. I told her I'm getting a business card that has all the ridiculous things that she calls me.
You know,
and it's
that's
just
great.
It's amazing.
Great.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm trying to do the plug for the sponsor, and you're interrupting it,
right.
CR.
Skunk Brothers,
Who's
guys.
the sponsor?
Get it. It's amazing. Skunk Brothers.
Who is it, CR?
It is Skunk Brothers Spirits. It is
Skunk
amazing.
Brothers Brewery. Oh,
I actually have.
I love them.
Skunk Brothers Spirits. I have an order actually on the way. I have an alert that is supposed to be delivered on Friday. Yay.
Do they have a promo code I can use or something?
Oh my gosh, they do. It's DWA10. You get 10% off of your order. You need to just go with it. It is fantastic.
Yeah.
Nice.
You guys are. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for that plug.
Off my lawn, you damn kids.
Yes. No, just kidding. Okay, so this is the rapid fire questions. Travis, are you ready? Oh wait, we got to talk about what we're drinking. You've totally thrown me off from this. Okay,
with our little improv.
I'm in my Drinking with Authors swag. I have gin and juice, which is actually literally just gin and grapefruit juice. It's not what gin and juice is supposed to be. I wish it was as cool as the song, and it's not. It's not bad though. It's been kind of favorable to me, and I only have a little bit left, which is probably a good thing. CR, what are you drinking?
I mean, this is like my third refill, and I'm starting to feel some type of way. This is a rum and spice rum and Coke because everybody knows I love Captain. So
yes, that is true.
Get fancy with it. No.
When I drink, it's usually a rum and pineapple.
Yes, but the pineapple after a while, your tongue goes numb.
No, I don't have that much. I'll almost never do more than one glass of something. I don't drink a whole lot, which is why today I've already finished my iced coffee. So I'm finishing off my Huel, which is essentially my lunch. It's a drinkable shake. And this is a mixed flavors. So this is a not pineapple, banana and vanilla flavored shake. It's really good.
Wow.
I hate fake vanilla though, doesn't it? It tastes like a candle anytime I have stuff like that.
You know what?
It's not fake vanilla.
We're going to rapid fire questions, not your candle obsession.
Fake banana.
Okay, Travis, what is your favorite
book
of? You are going to be fired off this podcast, and I'm going to have Thor replace you.
You would never.
No, I wouldn't. Tyr will replace you. Travis, what is your favorite book of all time?
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. 100%. It has informed all of my writing throughout my life. The screensaver on my phone has been "Don't panic" for my entire smartphone existence.
Well, whatever you just said caused our co-host to leave, so that was either good or bad. No, she's bad.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is a huge thing in my household for sentimental reasons. So we got the limited edition Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Cool. It's super awesome.
The ultimate. That's all 5 books.
Yes, all in one. It's super amazing.
I had the leather-bound one that was when book 4 had come out, and it was book 4 in the increasingly inaccurately named Hitchhiker's trilogy. And then when Don't Panic came out, my dad went to the bookstore that Douglas Adams was going to in Madison, Wisconsin, and got an autograph. And Douglas wrote this wonderful little like paragraph almost of like, Travis, I'm so sorry we didn't see you at the signing. I know how big of a fan you are.
Oh, you're gonna one up me? All right, because I got some.
I can't.
I got it.
Well, it's a good thing we're being brief about this.
Yeah.
All right.
But
I mean, if we're going hard, we're going hard.
Okay.
What?
This is the original Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy game.
Wow.
And no lie. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Floppy.
Whoa! 5 1/4-inch floppy disk.
It came with a floppy disk. It has a little microscopic space fleet.
Oh, neat.
I'm sure it does.
It has little glasses that
okay.
Glasses. And it has it tells you and it comes with an order of destruction.
Of course.
Oh, wow.
It's vital.
Yeah, no, this thing I've had for so many years, and it tells you on your IBM personal computer what you need in order to play this game.
That's intense.
Do you need a whole 2 megabytes of RAM?
You do actually legitimately need 48K of RAM.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
I don't know how we can process that nowadays.
What you need is an IBM personal computer, 48K megabytes of RAM, one 5 1/4-inch disk drive, and any IBM compatible display, 80 or 40 columns.
All right, you got me beat, but next time we pull out Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, I got you. We'll have another book.
I don't
Okay,
know.
so the other thing, I mean, as long as we're going down this super brief path, did you guys read the Princess Bride, the book?
Yes.
I have it. I actually just got it.
By S. Morgenstern, but the Good Parts version, which was from William Goldman. So there's a part in there. The whole book is so great because William Goldman will like cut out like whole sections of the original book that are too boring to include, like the whole thing about preparing for the wedding. And there's a part where it says, if you want to read this chapter about how they're preparing for the wedding and picking out the linens and you know, all that stuff, write to us and we'll send it to you. And so my parents wrote to them and got a letter back from the publisher, some sort of form letter, I don't know, but it's a really delightful little thing. It's like interactive reading from the 80s. And I don't know, that was a close second for me. And the Neverending Story. Sorry, I'm going off topic.
No, the Neverending Story was a book?
Okay. I have.
Yes, it was.
Oh, yeah, no, it was.
Right, I'm adding it to my list. Hold on. Continue with
the Neverending Story, written in published in 2 different colors. One color to represent all the stuff that happens in our world, and it switches to like red ink when it's all the stuff that's happening in Fantasia. And it's beautiful. And every chapter begins with the successive letter of the alphabet. So chapter 1 is A, chapter 2 is B, all through the end.
Yeah,
so it's a great book.
Sweet deal. Just spent a fortune buying one.
I was in school with Barrett Oliver at the time, and me and him used to play sort of Dungeons and Dragons when we were in elementary school. And he disappeared for a few months, and when he showed back up, he was like, oh yeah, no, I was doing a movie. And we just went right back into playing this game we would play all the time together. It was very like, you know, at the time, whatever. And then it came out and I was like, I
had kind of a
really,
crush
bro,
on
you were
him
just kind of doing a movie
when I was
no
a
big
kid.
Deal.
Yeah. Because he did Daryl, which was also amazing. And I just was rewatching Knight Rider, which was my favorite show as a kid. And he randomly pops up as like a little guest star character on Knight Rider as a kid.
So I went to camp in a camp called Camp Get You Dirty in Griffith Park. True story. And they were filming Knight Rider. So we got to meet David Hasselhoff when I was like 10 years old. And we got to go in the kit car. What was really funny is they have a kit car and all he has are all these Post-it notes with his lines all over the kit car, and he didn't drive it. They, they pulled it around. So there was like this entire thing that I realized it was shattered. It shattered
your illusions. Yep. I don't know what did that for me.
Yeah. She just froze with her mouth. You just froze with your mouth. You were like this.
Yeah. I thought that was an extended, like, unbelievable take.
No, it kind of is, but thunder just shook my house. So if I happen to disappear, just know.
Oh, you're having a thunderstorm.
Yes.
We had lightning here in LA last night, which was kind of a rare thing. Are we supposed to have more questions, or was it just the one?
Yes, we have more. We've not gotten this sidetracked in a while. Okay, the next question I want to ask you is, what is the least favorite book you've ever read?
Oh gosh. Well, so I don't finish books that I don't like. And that's an interesting thing. Like, you could say, because I tried to read Twilight and couldn't get past the first chapter. But I didn't want to get past the first chapter. I think the book that maybe hurt my heart the most was the second book in the second trilogy from Thomas Covenant, the Unbeliever, by Stephen R. Donaldson. I read that series. It's very like Lord of the Ringsy type thing, where this Earthman who has leprosy gets transported into the land, and suddenly he has a white gold ring that gives him power, and he is chosen to combat the Sauron type evil villain. And the first trilogy is great. It's great. And then he did a second trilogy, and the first book is great. And then they leave the land and they're going across the ocean in this granite boat that is operated by giants or something. And I tried to read that book 3 times and I couldn't get through it.
That was diligent of you.
What's that?
I said that was very diligent of you to do that. I would not have attempted.
I don't like giving up thing. I don't like quitting. But that was, that one still, that's my white whale.
What is your favorite book that was turned in, sorry, let me rephrase the question with less gin in my brain. What movie or TV series did incredible justice to the book, do you think? Like, did it well?
Ooh, justice to the book is a different question than a good quality movie.
No, because there's a separate question after this one that goes over that. So what do you think?
Justice.
They took the book.
Justice to the book.
They did justice to the book in the movie.
I've got it. The Green Mile.
Oh,
yes.
Directed by Frank Darabont, based on Stephen King's serialized novel.
Very cool.
Which I had all 6 parts to.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, because I think it's accurate to the book, and it's also just a beautiful movie. It's a beautiful book. Both of them are gorgeous. They stand alone, but they also complement each other in a perfect way. They don't change the ending. Like a couple of my other options, like The Mist is another great movie from the short story, but they change the ending for the better, but doesn't do justice to the, you know what I mean? Stuff like that.
I do,
I'm a big Stephen King fan. If that's going to be one of your questions, he's my favorite.
No, not at all. My next question actually is, where do you think they did a better? Don't enrage the co-host. Don't bring up the Hobbit either. Okay. So where do you think they did a better job with the movie than the book?
Well, I just answered that kind of with The Mist. And the short story is amazing. The short story gave me nightmares, but they changed the ending in the movie. And even Stephen King said this ending is, I wish I'd thought of it, because it is kind of,
it's messed up.
It's messed up. And
Stephen King sometimes tries, as a horror writer, I don't put happy endings in my stories, because I think when somebody goes through a lot of the stuff, but sometimes Stephen King gets very excited about trying to put somewhat of a happy ending on things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when they go through this stuff, there's no way somebody comes out of the shit they go through in a Stephen King book and is anywhere close to fine.
Like, wow. Okay.
No, but
that's not what he's asking either. Huh?
But like, sure, you can fake that. The only thing I can think of, like, so I never really read Stephen King. I think it was Blood Rose or something like that. Fucking traumatized me as a 9-year-old kid. Whichever one would, like, it was basically like enough, but like the dude hunted the girl down. Yeah, at 9 years old, I was pretty much good with Stephen King. But like, it's one of those, when you go through enough trauma, like there's no way, sure, you can fake a smile and do whatever, but like some of those movies that I have gone back, or those books that I have gone back and read now, like Erica said, there's no way you just come out of it and it's like, you know, a month later, you know, they're smiling, happy, it's all hunky-dory. But I don't think there's no fucking way.
But I don't think Stephen King does happy in that way. His characters aren't unchanged by the experience. They are often scarred and horribly so, but it's a hero's journey, which I'm a very big fan of, where they do win in some way. And what I really hate is a nihilistic ending, like The Road. No, can't stand that ending. Or as a movie, Wolf Puncher, The Gray, the horrible ending to me.
You should not read my stuff then.
Do not read
Erica's stuff. Not. Fair warning.
No.
You know what? I think I remember hearing about
the actual books. I literally
I feel like I listened to another podcast of one of the other episodes where you talked about that, and I remember talking that.
Yeah, no, I warn people. It's you know, my favorite review is Erica Lance is an author that wants to punch you in the fucking face. That was literally one of my favorite reviews. Yeah. I'm like, that sums it up.
If anybody's watching this for me, my stuff generally has
happily ever
not
after.
A happy ending, but like it's not necessarily happily ever after, but it's a win. It's a, you know, I very much journey. Along that hero's journey. Yeah. Yep. I'm very much on that path.
So did I ask yes, I did. You said the miss. Okay, go ahead, Chelsea. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. So if you could be any mythological creature, who would you be? I have some quick ones.
Did you say creature or character? Creature. Any mythological creature. Oh gosh, I love me a dragon.
What type of dragon?
What type of dragon? I'm thinking a classic British Smaug, or you know, something along the big and, you know, able to talk, but also fly. You know,
so like transformative.
I love a classic dragon.
Like transformative, like you can go from like a humanoid figure to like a dragon, or like full on dragon.
That's just a dragon.
Are you giving me that option? Because yes, I'll do that. But if I had to choose,
but I never specified. So like you can be a transformative dragon.
I'm just saying.
Oh, touche.
I feel like that's a cheat, though. If you can transform, that allows you to choose multiple choices. Yeah. But you know,
no. I think you can only transform into a dragon. Like you can,
but you can still be a human.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. No, I think
Dungeons and Dragons type dragon. It's just.
Okay. I'm going to disallow that option from the question for myself and choose dragon.
Okay. All right. Is there anything that you have done you would put on your anti-bucket list? Something you have done, but anti-bucket list.
Wait. I don't understand the question.
Okay, so
anti-bucket means you never want to do it again. You've already done it, but you never want to do it again.
Oh. Does sex with women count?
Yes, that can count.
I mean, I love adventure and I love exploring. Yeah. So, I mean, I think anything else that I've done that's been on my bucket list, I would absolutely probably do again. I can't think of a thing that I wouldn't, other than probably I'll never have sex with women again.
I mean, everybody's always like high school. I'll never do high school again. Or I never want to go to whatever state again. But like, the genuine, honest answer, I appreciate it. I like it.
Well, I think it's hard for people to necessarily, I think a lot of people don't necessarily carry the trauma experiences with them or the uncomfortable experiences with them. Like,
I'm very much
for a ride ever again. Like, you know, when I take my grandbaby to Disney World, I'm not waiting in line. I'm fast passing it or not.
You're fast passing.
I see parents wait in line for 180 minutes to get on the Snow White line. And I'm like, that is just sheer insanity. First of all, no child
it's ridiculous.
Been to do that.
Everybody always says I'm super spoiled because if I want to do something like you said, go to a theme park, I spring the extra whatever because you know what, you're paying a fucking fortune to get in there anyways. You might as well be able to enjoy it. Like that's definitely one of those things.
No.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't like of the things that you do. Like I liked sex with women just fine. So if you're talking about things that are not the things you didn't like doing, but you'll never do it again, that's a different thing for me. I misunderstood anti-bucket list.
What is that one?
I don't know. I mean, have a stepfather who beats me. I don't.
Ooh, yeah.
Like,
no, see
that went dark. That went dark. That went dark. Travis.
Very dark. All right, Chelsea, pull it back. Pull it back.
Okay, if you found $1 million in the middle of nowhere, you say you go on hikes, right? You're on a hike. Yeah. Nobody is with you. Nobody is around. You find $1 million in a super sketchy duffel bag. What do you do with it?
So the first thing I do is make sure my mom has internet on her farm and help her fix up anything that she has to do on her farm. I make sure she's self-reliant. She has solar panels. She's off the grid if she needs to be, but she's connected to the internet. And with what's left, I make my Inspector Spacetime movie.
I love it.
Okay.
Do you got another one? Do you want me to keep going, Erica?
You're kind of on a roll, but let's not go dark again. Like you need to pull it back. Like you're in a timeout from darkness.
If you could be any main character, but you have to live their life story, who would you be? And I feel like I just fucked up.
Any main character, but I have to live their entire life story. Main character. Yes. This is good. There's so many options. I want to say, oh man, my brain is going through so many different ones. I'm gonna say Luke Skywalker.
Wow! Ooh. Wow! Okay. Okay, I have a Skywalker theory that you brought this up. First of all, nobody's ever said that on this show, so well done.
No,
but I had this entire.
He was my first hero.
That the Skywalkers have absolutely some forms of mental illness that cause them to all react the exact same way in situations when they're male. If you look at the way Vader
called narcissism.
Yeah, it's this whole, if you look at the way Kylo Ren reacts, like Han Solo, like, not Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Kylo Ren, like how the males react, they throw temper tantrums. Like
it's probably based off of the fact that they have a really shitty role model. And they constantly get berated.
He had Uncle Ben. Like that's not the point. It's so funny.
No parental, model is a tough thing to deal with.
Well, you say that except for he had Uncle Ben and Aunt.
Baru. Oh my God! But they weren't really. But they weren't real. They were always the adopted. Yeah.
Yeah, but
they were more caretakers than parents.
Yeah, I'm just saying though. All of these characters, even, it's just interesting to me because they all do the same thing. And you kind of go, the Skywalkers are a little interesting, like they're the heroes, but you go, they're a little interesting though. They're a little interesting in this whole hero behavioral pattern, speaking of not having.
You're right. Okay. You're right.
Everybody needs a little toxicity mixed Harry Potter
into them. Because they're both magic, but
which character in Harry Potter? Like Harry Potter himself?
Harry Potter himself. Yeah. Well, he said
he
lead
was
character.
So crappy though. He was a terrible human being. He was like
wasn't
reliant
a great friend.
on his friends.
I would have.
Yeah, no, that's why I didn't choose him. And I want to be magic and I want to ride a dragon, but I want a laser sword. So
yeah, you know, I'm all about
okay. There's a new story idea. I like it. So you gotta mash them together.
Magic and laser swords.
They're practically already the same. No, Star Wars is already space wizards.
Yeah, but like, can you imagine just incorporating those, like space wizard school camp extraordinaire?
And then
I guess we could do a Jedi school, like, you know, but oof.
It'd be rough. Okay,
schools.
So what about your favorite? Who would you like to be your sidekick as a character?
Oh, wow, interesting. Okay, sidekick character. Can they be a main character?
Yeah, no, it's just who you want as your sidekick.
I want the 11th Doctor to be my sidekick.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, he was the good one. Okay.
David Tennant.
Yep.
Doctor Who.
I like it.
All
right, Erica.
Okay. Oh, what part would you have liked to have played? You see what I just did you there? There you go.
I did. That was good.
There are a few of those, like I almost had it. One of the first parts I yearned for was Tom Paris in Star Trek Voyager. Like, I was a little too young, but I was like, I could do that. Like, you know, the bad boy passed, and he's like, oops, sorry, I can fix this. My battery just ran out.
I was gonna say, and now there's no webcam, but that's okay.
No, I'm still here, but I just got to switch over to my. Less exciting camera. What was I saying? What was the question?
You were on Voyager. That was a role that you
yeah. So I was thinking Tom Paris, but my first acting success was when I got an audition and a callback for Lex Luthor on Smallville.
Oh, no, because I love him. I would have been so sad.
I did too. He did a great job. He did an amazing job, but I would have loved to have played that role.
Absolutely. In an alternate universe, I hope you got that role, but I love him. Like Michael Rosenbaum, I still follow him. I'm one of those weird people.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know fucking love that man.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah. He's great. But God, I wanted to have John Glover as my father, play my father on something. Yeah. How amazing would that have been?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That's super fun.
Okay.
So what is your favorite weird food combination?
A fried peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So it's like grilled cheese. It's like a grilled cheese, but with peanut butter and jelly. And so you've got to do it with good bread, like that multigrain bread from Costco, natural peanut butter, a natural, like maybe chunky, but it doesn't need to be chunky, and a good, like, you know, Kirkland preserves, like not too sweet, not Smuckers or something, but a good strawberry jam or preserves. And then you put butter on the top and bottom. You fry it up. The peanut butter gets gooey, and then you have a big glass of milk and some chips on the side. It's the best. So one good thing my stepfather ever did for me.
That one, I feel like I could do that one tomorrow.
You could do that one tomorrow. We get some weird food combinations. We made a list, so eventually we're going to sit down and do a recording of us eating some of these weird food combinations. We might die. Yes. It could happen, right? I know that minimally we could get sick from this entire activity. There's a couple we're passing on because one of the people said fish eyes.
I'm not doing it.
Ooh.
Baked. Can't fucking pay.
It was baked. They were baked fish eyes.
Yeah, it's the whole fish, and then she just takes the little pork and she stabs it in, and she just like plop out and then eat. Nope.
Yeah, I'd probably try it.
That is
so
awesome.
scared.
That is awesome.
He wants fish eyes.
So what kind of books do you prefer? Do you prefer paper books or you Kindle or audiobook?
Kindle.
Where are you at?
Yep. I am full into the digital media thing. I stream all my movies. I get digital books. What's funny is I used to be a voracious reader. And when I got my iPhone 3GS, I found that as soon as I had a device that could watch Netflix in bed, I wasn't reading anymore. And so I was like, how am I going to get my reading back? It distressed me. And so I thought, if I make reading more convenient, maybe that'll help. So I bought a Kindle Paperwhite, like the first edition of it. And I enjoyed the experience so much that I started reading again. And I used to be the guy who would take, I was reading the Dark Tower books, the last couple books in the Dark Tower series, on the treadmill at the gym, like the hardcover book in front of me. That is awkward as hell. But if you can do it on a Kindle and just lean it and not touch it and just touch it when you need to turn the page, that does it for me.
See, I did the same thing, not with the Dark Tower, and then I got into audiobooks, and then I was like, I don't actually even have to carry jack shit with me besides my phone, which we carry anyway, because I now think we're all tied to it.
You like the audiobooks?
Yeah, I do, and I find myself following the narrators too and what other stuff they read.
Sure.
You talk about
good narrators
acne.
are great.
Yeah, I am a huge fan of Will Wheaton's books. When he narrates books,
interesting.
I'm a huge fan of his books. And I will say there is the gentleman, and I cannot think of his name, who narrated the book You, which he did such a great job. Like the Netflix series. So I've read the book, I've listened to the audiobook, and I've watched the Netflix series. And they did a really good job. Like Patch Bagley, did I say that right? He did a brilliant job with this character. But that book is written completely in the first person. Like it is completely just him talking about what happens and everything. And it's brilliant. If you just from a writing standpoint, that is very hard to do because it's not what other people think of him. It's what he thinks other people are thinking of him and how they're reacting.
Hunger Games did that, and it kind of threw me off a little bit. But I liked it. And then now in the most recent Hunger Games book, the one that's the President Snow prequel, it's in the third person again.
Oh no, I have headphones in.
Yeah, no, it's in the third person. I will say
I haven't read it yet.
Interested in that movie.
I'm not ruining anything.
And who they cast as the female lead in that movie is going to be brilliant. Because I think, and because they're making it into a movie. I actually think Hunger Games is one that comes up a lot for good book to movie transitionatory thing. Because
Well, so I'll tell you, I had not read Hunger Games, but I saw the movie and liked it. And then the second movie came out and I was like, how are they going to do a sequel? Like, it's going to be the same thing over again, but how are they, obviously has to have Katniss. So how are they going to finagle that? And I saw the movie and I was like, oh, this is great. And then the end of the movie happens and you're like, oh my God, this is a much bigger world that we've suddenly just broken into. I loved it. And I had to know what happened next immediately. So I went out and read the whole trilogy. And then I was very disappointed in the last two movies because I didn't think they gave justice to the last book.
I think they did a great job because there's only so much. That's one of those weird things. So I read the Hunger Games when I was like a sophomore in high school. I actually got suspended for doing my book report on the Hunger Games because I was inciting issues in my classroom. Ironic, I know.
What?
Yeah, I was inciting issues, but I got suspended a lot. But it was one of those, I think for what you can never take an entire book and turn it into a movie. You can't do it. It's the same thing with if you write a book off of a movie, it'll be completely different, even if you follow the storyline, because there are certain artistic liberties you have to take either or. And I think they did a fantastic job encompassing the important parts of the book, because in books you do those stupid little things.
Well, it's everybody that followed the story that was being told. And I know what you're talking about because there's so much, but it's true in any book. Like if you take even when you make Inspector Spacetime the movie and you're doing this book, even if it's similar, for instance, right, to what you're going to do, there's so much more world in a book because to your point, we write a screenplay, it's 120 pages long, but it's only like 12,000 words. Maybe, depending on how dialogue heavy the screenplay is, right?
Yeah, and 120 pages is a long screenplay these days too.
Yeah, it's true, right? And a lot of stuff is told in episodic format. I think we're getting so used to being told things in episodic format. So, which I think is great, actually. I'm a huge fan of it. But, you know, it's interesting because I'll even talk to people when writing screenplays and stuff. And this whole world they're building, which was what I'm about to circle back to what I said in the beginning about this, is, you know, it's great if you have this whole world you can play in, but you have to pick a story or a couple of stories maybe and tell them. Like if you look at the Harry Potter series, right, there's nothing really about the liberation of the elves, right, or the house elves, right, which was a huge part of several of those books was this whole thing Hermione was doing with the liberation of the house elves and how that affected everything when they started to be liberated and they started to revolt and blah, 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 right? Because it changed a whole societal thing in Harry Potter, but it's brushed on with Dobby being given a sock. Like that's it. That's the only point that it's discussed there, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that it's kind of also like, I look at Jurassic Park, right? And I listened recently, now it's months ago.
Yes, you traumatized me. Yes, I'm familiar.
Well, they had a choice in Jurassic Park to make it either a kid's movie, which is what they did. They changed dinosaurs to be a kid's movie, right? If you read those books, these are not kids' books. It's not a kid's story. It's not young adults. It's actually kind of horrific what happens on that island, what happens before.
Everybody dies.
Yeah, literally almost everybody dies. The dinosaurs are already
Ian Malcolm and Hammond don't survive that first book.
No,
which is one of the things that pissed me off so much about the sequel, Lost World. The book was written as a sequel to the movie rather than a sequel to his own book, which made me so mad.
Agreed. And then don't get me started with the other movies and stuff, but like there was a pivotal choice when that was coming out because I remember going to the theater, and this, for those listening that don't know this, there wasn't like this whole interweb. You couldn't get all of this information about it. You saw a few TV shows about what they were making, but I was like, I had read the book. I heard it was coming out. I read the book. I'm like, people are bringing their kids to the movie theater, and I'm going, what the fuck are they doing? Like, they shouldn't have children in this, because I thought they're going to, like, this gets bloody, it gets bad, and almost everybody dies. Like, why are you bringing children to this? This is really a happy ending. Then I watched it and I went, oh, okay. They used like 6 pages, but they made a really good movie. So I think when it comes to doing that, you have to pick the parts that will work. And that might not be your favorite part of the story.
Yeah. Fan fiction. I always say that books, movies, to shows, it's always fan fiction because that's what it comes down to. You're never going to completely capture a book into a movie. You're not going to do it, or a show. It doesn't matter what you do.
This is a true story.
Yeah.
Story. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. And I am adding stuff to it's funny, I'm adding stuff to the Inspector Chronicles book that's not in the movie, just because we have the option to go a little deeper with more information and more world building. So it's not something I intended to do. I really kind of intended it to be much more of a straight adaptation, but it's turning into more than that, which I'm really happy about.
Well, that is awesome. That's going to be exciting. Now I am going to go watch your episodes. Okay, Chelsea, you get the final question.
All right. What is your guilty pleasure?
In a particular way? Are we talking about pop culture? Or are we talking about just in life?
Just something fun you like to do.
Just off the top of my head, what's your guilty pleasure? I don't know.
I mean, I think no, that's not it either. I was gonna say masturbation, but it's not guilty at all. I'm very sex positive. That's a nice thing about being in LA and being with a group of other, gay guys and being with a friend group who is all very like out and proud. And I mean, like I'm trying very hard to eat healthy. So like at this point, ice cream, and I have
okay, but
chocolates,
what kind of
like,
ice cream?
It doesn't matter. My favorite ice cream is Breyer's mint chocolate chip. I cannot resist it.
No, Chelsea, you have to be nice if you ask questions.
Oh, I mean, yes, that is lovely. I forgot. I'm supposed to be
What don't you like about it? You don't like the mint? You don't like the chocolate chip?
I don't like the mint. It reminds me of toothpaste. So when I was a kid, we always had
mint
toothpaste.
That's because it's real mint.
Like the crappy mint toothpaste that was like just mint and like baking soda. And like anytime I smell mint chocolate chip, like I can't do it.
Interesting. But that's one of the things I like about Breyer's though, is that they use real mint. And they
really,
I love it.
Kind of like the Andes mints.
No, Andes mints are not real. Look at the ingredients on one of those.
Okay.
I just bought a box of those recently and I was disappointed. They're tasty.
Nancy, what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Mine, Rocky Road.
With marshmallows?
Yes.
In ice cream?
Have you ever had fish food? Listen, I live on sweets. 90% of my diet is sweets. If you've ever had like Ben and Jerry's like fish food, it's marshmallows, caramel, chocolate ice cream, chocolate chunks. Freaking amazing. It blew my mind. But yeah, that and Cherry Garcia.
I just had Cherry Garcia yesterday because at work they have these little teeny cups that I can take and I get at craft services and I can be like, I'll just take a little ice cream, please. And I put it in my fridge at home or my freezer and it lasts a couple hours until I'm like, oh, I have that ice cream. But Stephen Colbert's Americone Dream from Ben Jerry's is really good too. Much better than the other late night host. I can't remember what it is. Jimmy Kimmel or something.
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel's got
Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon. Yeah. I have an ice cream that's my favorite that was at my aunt's ice cream shop in Wisconsin, and I've only ever found it at one restaurant in their dessert room, which is Burns in Tampa, Florida. It's called Peach Melba, and it's vanilla ice cream with peaches and raspberries. And it is fucking amazing, but I have literally
sounds great.
Never found it in an ice cream shop.
Sounds like the kind of thing. Did you ever have ice cream? You're from Wisconsin. Where did you get your ice cream in Wisconsin?
Well, it was called the Red Geranium. Was my aunt's ice cream shop. I don't know where she actually got her ice cream, but I actually got to take when I was a freshman. I got to take the senior elective classes. And I did Wisconsin history and we made ice cream sundaes because that's where ice cream sundaes, quote unquote, were invented. So really? Very useful information in this class. Like we're not actually going to learn about how that was stolen from the Indians, but we will learn about ice cream sundaes.
Possibly. My mom used to take me to Babcock Hall at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. And what they would do is they had their own like cows as part of their agriculture whatever, and they'd have the cows and the milk and whatever, but they'd use the milk fat from the cows, and it was like this very, like most ice cream is made with like 4% milk fat or something. Like this ice cream was made with like 8% milk fat, and so it was very creamy and very decadent. And so shout out to Babcock Hall if you ever are in Madison, Wisconsin. Hit up down the end of State Street.
I will have to check that out because they might have peach melba. I'm on a hunt, but
that's what made me think of it.
This hunt has gone on for over 35 years and I haven't found it again. So yeah, it's quite devastating. I would like somebody to make. People are always like, just go to like the Cold Stone and have them make it.
No, I'll make you some. I can duplicate just about anything. I got you, Erica.
Okay, I'm going to put faith in you, Chelsea, because it's been a devastating thing. That's on my bucket list.
Well, and now you can get those ice cream machines now where you can make ice cream at home pretty cheaply. It's probably bad for the planet, but.
Yeah, actually, it probably is. I compost. I'm good for the planet. Okay, we're going to wrap up. Travis, talk about your book and where to find you.
So I am, my book is on Amazon right now in Kindle and paperback. You search for Decimus, Decimus. vampires, you'll find it. It's called Decimus, the Vampire's Curse. And you can find me at the Travis Richey on Instagram and Twitter, but Twitter is mainly reposting my Instagram. And my favorite social media, my favorite social media is YouTube, and that's just youtube.com/Travis Richey. And that's all my sketch comedy there. And my Inspector Chronicles web series, my very first web series, which was called Robot Ninja and Gay Guy, which is a roommate sitcom about 3 roommates living together. And it's wonderful and deserves a reboot.
Oh, so. Awesome. I'm going to have to definitely check that out. You have been so fantastic to have on this program. Thank you for being
here. Thanks, ladies. You've been wonderful too. I appreciate you having me.
Yes, and thank you to my co-host Tier, who just ran over my other co-host, TR, through the entire thing. And I have been your host, Erica Lance. Do you guys want to do this? Who are our sponsors today?
Oh my gosh. So Travis, I just had this really amazing drink. It was by Skunk Brothers Spirits. And
Skunk Brothers Spirits. I know them.
Skunk Brothers Spirits. I know. And
I just ordered deals from them.
Did you? Did you have like a promo code?
I didn't. Do you guys have a promo code?
Oh my gosh. DWA10. Next time you place your order, 10%
DWA
off.
Like drinking with authors? 10?
Yes.
Is that like 10% off or something?
10% off your whole order, entire order, whatever you want.
Shut the front door.
I know.
That sounds amazing. All right. Well, my next order, I'll have to create a new account and use with Skunk Brothers Spirits and use the promo code DWA10 on that. I'll do that. Thanks.
I swear to God, if he calls me and is like, what happened with that last episode? Everything spiked. I'm going to be like, don't listen to it.
It's amazing. We just pulled that off.
It's taken over by Travis and CR. That's what happened.
Acting.
Oh.
Okay. You have been so wonderful.
Acting. That is also, by the way, a John Lovett's character. Remember the Master Thespian?
Yeah. With the
Master Thespian.
Oh my God, I miss those. Those were the days.
That was the other podcast, wasn't it? We were talking about.
Yes, it's fine. They will be playing.
That's all right. Hey, this is our whole Travis Richey DWA cinematic universe of podcasts.
Yes, I love it.
When Inspector Spacetime comes out, you'll have to be on again, and we're just going to create a serial. That's what's going to happen. An episodic serial. I love it. Okay, this has been Drinking with Authors, which are with our Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy floppy disk game.
Where's mine? I think it's literally up there. Give me a second. Wait.
Okay,
I want to find it.
Let's do this.
Wait. I have, because I only kept books that I had autographs for. I think this is it.
This is exciting. I love this.
Of course, this is so heavy because it's all books.
This game, and I'm not going to lie, somebody gave it to me after I no longer had a 5.5-inch floppy drive. I had, they were the little ones. They gave it to me.
That's been like the floppy disk went out. I think you can actually get a converter to adapt into your computer for like $7.
I might have to because I never actually got to play this game.
What? I didn't find those, but I found my slide whistle. And my kazoo.
That's it. That's the end. We nailed it. Perfect.
It even has a picture of what the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy was supposed to look like.
That's amazing. Actual size too.
Actual size.
I love it.
Wait, I want to unpack this because speaking of screenplays.
Okay.
I have several screenplays. I don't even remember what they are.
Okay, cool. We got show and tell at the end of our episode.
A Very Long Engagement, signed by. Okay. This is a book, not a screenplay. So, okay, that's okay. Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, signed by. Looks like Wes Anderson and Noah Baumbach. That's pretty cool.
Ooh.
Very cool.
Noah Baumbach's done some big stuff. The Incredibles, signed by Brad Bird. Holy cow. Look at that.
Wow.
That's pretty neat. That's probably worth something. Pieces of April. I don't never heard of that. DeLovely, signed by Jay Cox. I never heard of that. Vanity Fair. I never heard of that either. Signed by Reese Witherspoon, though.
Yeah, I remember that movie. Yep.
I couldn't find one of my other boxes has my signed copy of Mostly Harmless, which is what I was rushing for.
Well, see,
that's okay. We'll figure it out next time.
On the podcast, you'll have to get it
next time.
We'll all have to wear dope
all right, guys.
shirts, and we'll make it a theme. That's what will happen.
Well, thanks.
Absolutely. Okay.
I am wearing my Inspector shirt.
Yeah, I love it.
Which is only available. I made this one. This is the only one I made. All the rest of my Inspector shirts that I wear were made by the internet.
Well, I'm glad you have,
including one with my face on it,
on our podcast. That's pretty amazing. Okay, we have to stop the podcast now. You guys are amazing. We love you. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.